To be continued. Okay, this is 4 point, I don't know.
Okay.
So I completed the Read 360 training, which is through the Best for All Central Tennessee thing. You did this, right?
Yes, 2 years ago. But yes, I did.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about it other than it coincided perfectly with my Praxis studies.
Yeah. I remember when I was reading through Read 360, it was very similar to the test that I took for my
I loved
credential. Yeah. I mean, I didn't take that Praxis because I was in California, but
Yeah.
it was similar. And it's called the RECA in California, and it's basically just like all those little tiny rules that you have to think about.
Yeah, like your phonics,
Yeah.
phonemic awareness. But it really has helped me with studying for that because I'm learning that I actually need to see things in many different ways for it to click. Like I can't just read it. I
Yeah.
have to have like videos and audio and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I did learn some new stuff, like the order that kids have to learn.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
I have a worksheet that I can give you for that too. Like I have like the literacy like order of how you're supposed to teach.
Yeah,
things,
like
so I'll give that to
you have to be able to identify the sounds before you can blend them, and then you can
Yeah. And then like
you can move them around.
what
and-
letters you teach first and like which ones are close together.
And I remember that from tutoring
Yeah.
because like we would work with the kindergartners. So I remember it was like M. Is it M first?
I think so.
And I was like, why is M first? This is crazy. But it all makes sense. So it all makes things come together. But it's interesting in the SPED world, our kids do not follow that progression. Like we have some kids who could like read on a 3rd grade level, but can't tell you what they've read.
Yeah.
We've got some kids that can read, but they're still like misidentifying phonemes. It's crazy. So
yeah, it's very interesting when
I
you
think-
like really see the gaps.
Gen Ed, that's where it's like, okay, you really just need to get this percentage of kids through, and the rest are going to need some kind of intervention. But that's hard. But I also wanted to ask you too, because we have all these kids on our caseloads, and they all have different deficits. Like
Yeah.
I spelled drum JRUN. I saw that the other day.
Oh.
Someone wrote, and I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense because
Sure.
this person gets speech also, so there's like a
Yeah, I never thought of that.
JR. So I thought, well, like, but yet we give them all this, like, I forget, it has a name, this curriculum that targets all 5 of those reading things like fluency, phonics, comprehension, when really some of these kids only need this.
The specific thing. And there
Or
is
you shouldn't give them comprehension. You really just need to be
Yeah.
like giving them some phonics and
which I think Knox County is working on that. Like I know we use like reading mastery right now, and that has a lot of just like phonics and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's like that, but not so much reading comprehension
or
But then-
fluency.
Yeah, or fluency. But then I know like Jill has a different curriculum that hits more of the reading comprehension, and it's like stories, and you have to answer those comprehension questions. But those kids already know how to read,
Yeah.
so it fluctuates.
Yeah.
Or you have like the reading or reading mastery that our 4th and one of our 2nd graders does, and it bounces and it confuses me because it's like, spell these words, answer this question, read this, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what it is I think a long time ago, I don't know how long ago, teachers just created their own intervention based on what the kid needed. So
Yeah.
it was very individual. But now, because they're trying to have the high quality instructional materials, they need everybody to be implementing the curriculum with fidelity.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It makes sense to me too.
But I feel like it could easily gap kids.
Yeah.
Because like the teacher's gonna know their students the best. So like if they need to work on reading CVC words, like
Yeah.
you're gonna make extra stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I feel like the curriculum, like the way it's laid out now, like you barely have time to do this stuff.
Yeah.
also. But I don't know. I've never like really watched a gen ed like small group. So maybe they do. Do you know?
Yeah, so
'Cause
no, because they do like the foundational literacy and they're in benchmark. I'm never in there for a small group.
I'm not either.
I was last year in Huminsky, but she would either give me the lows or the highs to work with. So like, and then the rest of them would do some kind of like anchor activity or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that.
I could see that, especially with just one person.
Yeah, like I don't know what she would have done with, because she had 8 kids with IEPs in that class. Just
Last year. Yeah.
which is tough. So, but yeah, I learned a lot.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, the end. It's time to start our day.